Well, hello. Hi, everyone. It is so great to be here with you today. I am Danielle, aka Danny, and welcome back to the Joyful Circle. How are you? How are you? It is so good to see you. Look, I wanted to put some music today for our Joyful Circle. Hopefully, you and today we are focusing on some music that brings us joy, and this is one of those that brings me joy. So I just wanted to share with you, as you guys know, this is Don't Worry, Be Happy with Bobby McFarland. And he is so talented, so amazing, and this is one of his most popular songs. Um, And I don't care how many times I play it, every time I hear it, it makes me want to smile. And I hope it does the same for you today. So, welcome, 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 welcome. This is so weird if you see me looking back and forth. Not only am I looking down in my notes, but I'm trying to record two places on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. This is going to be interesting because I normally love to go on Instagram live at 7:30. Hi everybody. See people coming in. Welcome, welcome. I always love to go live on Instagram because it's so simple and easy. Just push live and my followers are there and they see that I'm on and I can keep it moving. But one of the things I noticed is that one of my friends talked about, making sure that it's on YouTube too. So that if I want to go back or anybody else wants to listen or any of all those good things, that we'll have that footage, right? And we'll be able to do that in the future, right? We'll be able to go back and archive it for a long period of time instead of having to go back through all of my posts on Instagram to get to it. So thank you for that suggestion. So here we are with the back and forth between the two until I figure out how to be able to go from YouTube to Instagram. My husband told me I could do that, but you all know I'm low pro, so I'm always going to be the easiest way I can. So, yeah, once I see how this looks, who knows? But yes, welcome to Joyful Circle. This is number 6, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging with me, hanging in there with me. It has been amazing to be with you. I'm so grateful now that I am here with you on another Joyful Circle. It just feels so amazing to always have this time to come together to be able to share something that is our birthright, right? Is being happily ever after. Happiness is our birthright. We're meant to be here to enjoy this experience. Um, and so, anytime we come together to get towards that and our goal of happily ever after, the ultimate goal of being unbothered, right? It's the botheredness that takes us out of happiness. So, the goal of our time together is to talk about all of those tools and tips that we use to stay unbothered and talk about using them and harnessing on them and bringing them more together. So yes, we start off with Don't Worry, Be Happy, and that music is one of the most amazing tools to use to get out of that rut, right? To stay in that joyful, happy place that you just play the right song, or sing the right song, and it gets you right back into it. I know it was reading Reverend Ike's book on the science of living, his version of the whole prosperous mindset and godly mindset. And one of the things he talks about is the song. I know the song that we used to sing in nursery school. I mean, in Bible study as a child, of the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart, where down in my heart. And I just remember us saying, where? And every time I think about that song, it just brings me joy. So just wanted to get us started off with some music. So thank you all for being back. Hey. Hey, it's good to see you. So yes, let's get started. Always so excited to have you. And we talked about our purpose, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into our shout outs. Thank you guys. I had more views than I ever had last week. More reached more viewers on the social media than I ever have. So I'm just so grateful that you all are here with me, and so glad that you can join me on these joyful circles, and that hopefully I know because they're helping me. Like I go back and watch them myself when we need to go back and review these tools. And that's the purpose of this, right? Really want to leave a legacy for my grandchildren and great grandchildren, that if they ever want to know how to remain happy and joyful, that they'll always know to go back to these sessions as well. So I always like to start off with the Louise Hay power thought cards. I know I try to show everything I'm using. Here's our Louise Hay power thought cards if you're interested in them. And they have affirmations there. They give you the power thoughts, and they always bring me back to a place of peace and harmony. And so I have them. So I thought, why not share them? So I use two every time until I run out, to kind of get us focused on what we're going to discuss today. And this is what I pulled out for today. And it says balance my masculine and feminine sides. I love it because the artwork, the original artwork that she posts on there as well. But balance my masculine and feminine sides. And it says the masculine and feminine parts of me are in perfect balance and harmony. I am at peace and all is well. And I love this one because I've kind of been working on getting in balance, right? Getting in balance with our mind, body, spirit, all in one, working in conjunction to one, because that's what really leads to that great balance. And that balance is so necessary in order to truly be happy, right? And I love this because in studying the natural laws and studying the gender, that everything has a gender, and including parts of our bodies, including, you know, us as ourselves and our emotions and our thoughts, and learning that the masculine side is the logical side, right? The mathematical, it should be this way, it should be that way. This is how things are. And the feminine side is the nurturing, emotional. How does it feel? How does it make you feel? I know this is happening, but how am I feeling about it? So the feeling part of it is the feminine part of the thought. How does that thought make you feel? And so just having a good balance of those two, where they're coming to, not too much of the always in your feelings, not too much of the always being logical, is going to lead to peace, right? And just like the balance between work and creativity, right? As long, the creativity represents the feminine part, your creative nature, versus the masculine part, which is the working and making sure everything gets done that needs to be done. There needs to be a balance between that, even in your work life. How much of that is being creative? This is how much of this that you're checking off the stuff on the list that needs to be done. There needs to be a balance in that. And so when we find the balance between our masculine and feminine, we're going to be in peace. So I love that, including the other masculine and feminine traits about us. So thank you, Louise. Hey, thank you so much for that. Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, card number 2. I trust my inner wisdom. I trust my inner wisdom. Let's see. As I go about my daily affairs, I listen to my own guidance. My intuition is always on my side. I trust it to be there at all times. I am safe. Oh, I love it. How are you all with your intuition? Like, are you able to tune into your intuition? I know I'm working on that a lot more for myself, because I was trying to tell, sometimes there'll be negative thoughts that come in, and I know that's not my intuition, and she says it here. My intuition is always on my side. So that's kind of just those old negative programmings. But when you hear that good thing, like you can do it, all those suggestions to you, or you should go over there and talk, like all those things that are going to lead to the positive things, you know you're on the right track with your intuition, right? So I really think I love the way she says that I am safe when I'm listening to my intuition. So um yeah, I would love to know about you guys. Are you really in tune with your intuition? Do you, are you strong with that? Because those are some good tools that I would love for us to discuss later on. And I'm doing some meditation practices now to help me get more in tune to my mind, my body, and my soul connection. So I'll keep you guys posted. You know, I love to share everything that is going on, but I would love to hear from you. Do you know, how do you tune into that intuition that you have? So thank you, Louise. Hey, I'm sure that we'll be able to use these cards more for reference. It's always funny. I just actually randomly choose these cards every time. So to see what comes up is really cool to see what they say and how that so relates so well to our session. So yeah, so today we are going to continue our joyful circle talk, really kind of going into some of my studies and some of the things that have really helped me out this week. And um, I love to hear from you guys and what's helping you to get through and to be more joyful. So for me, this week, last week, my I'm doing my Reverend Ike 12 disciple study, and last week's focus was visualization. Oh my goodness, visualization. You guys, when I was younger, I used to daydream a lot, right? And I still do as an adult. I could find myself daydreaming and going into just really thinking things through a lot and end up, distracted from what my work is sometimes if I go too far. Excuse me, but to find out that daydreaming is a gift, that if you turn that into visualizing and thinking about things that you really want, it's actually a gift to really help you tune in and be happy and joyful and actually lead to you getting what you want. It's involved with the law of attraction and vibration. Like what you visualize, you energize, you bring towards you. So it turns out that if you are like me and you're a daydreamer, it's like a superpower. So we just have to learn how to visualize correctly. So I love the lesson, and if you're interested in getting the 12 disciple series from Reverend Ike, you can just search that on your Google. It'll take you to his website, and he has a whole series of the 12 disciples that I decided to get. And I like to listen to it all over and over because he talks about that these principles are things that we really need to understand and get right in our minds in order to be at peace and to be happy and to remember that God is good all the time, and to kind of remember that it's better to visualize the good that we want than to visualize what has been handed to us from the world, right? Most of the time, we're visualizing and thinking about the things we've heard on the news or on the TV shows we watch or the gossip channels, or worried about other people's businesses. But can you imagine and remember, what you visualize, you energize in your life, right? So imagine visualizing all of the things you want to do, all of the things you want to be, more so than doing that and energizing that in your life. And it's just amazing just to consider the power that you can have from visualizing what you want to be. Um, and thinking about the fact that you see what you want to do and want to be. Hey, got some more people joining us. How are you? How are you? So good to see you. So when you get to visualize exactly what you want to be, it just takes you to a happy place. Like, you guys, the next trip I take is going to be, I believe, to visit my aunts and cousins in New Orleans. And you all, I cannot wait to go back and read by the Mississippi River. There's a walking path near this place. I love to stay there and get up early in the morning and go walking and spend time next to the river and smelling that good food, going to Cafe Du Monde and having some beignets and enjoying some of that good Cajun food when I'm there, and spending so much fun time with my cousins and aunts there, and my brother, if I get to see him, and some other family members. I can't wait to see everybody, right? I just love just sitting down and visualizing the great times that we've had in New Orleans and the great times I could continue to have when I go back and visit, and enjoy everything there, hearing that good music and going out to hear a second line while we're there. We got to do that because that's one of my favorite things to do, is to go see the second live band. So just sitting there and visualizing the great time that we're going to have together takes me to a very happy place, right? What visualization takes you to a happy place, like immediately? What can you think about that takes you there? What would you visualize? Would you visualize a vacation? Would you visualize your dream home? Would you visualize your bank account with a lot of money? Your bank account with a lot of money? Like, what is it that you have visualized to make you happy? But I have to tell you guys, I have a story about one of the ways that I've been using visualization to my advantage. And let me know some of the ways that you've been using it to your advantage too. But I will, you guys, visualize things at work going perfectly well, like overly well. Like, I'm a professional learning facilitator, so I will visualize my sessions like just being amazing and everybody just receiving something that touches them, that they can take back with them, that they're willing to try the next day. Like, that it's so engaging and so impactful that, they're just looking forward to the next session that we have together. And it definitely has been working for me. Normally I would be nervous. I still get nervous, mind you. I still get nervous sometimes, but I would be nervous. I'd be kind of not as confident, not as sure of myself in the session, not as focused. But when I do that, it's just because I visualized it and energizes that. And so it ends up coming to pass in my sessions. And so that visualization is so key. It's a major tool to really help in our lives and to help us, be energized and get us into that feeling, that wavelength, that vibration that we want to be in. And I remember, I think I was listening to Joe Dispenza, and I'll be talking a little bit about him. As you guys know, these teachers just flow into my life. Like, I'll ask a question and the universe will send me a teacher. And this week it was Joe Dispenza. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he's a doctor and he loves to do experiments about neuroscience and the mind and how meditation affects the biology of the human biology. And so, one of the things that he will do is he'll take a blood sample of patients before they do a week long sessions with him. So he does a retreat where he has people, which I hope to be able to participate in soon. He does, which I will, look, visualization, I will participate in soon. I am participating in soon. Hello. Let me learn to get my words right with all this practice, right? So what he does is he'll, take some blood samples before the week long session. And after the week long session, he'll take it again. And you guys have to watch him Go on YouTube and look at some of his specials, or he has a lot of series on Gaia as well, where he talks about the findings, right? What happens to you, what happens to people when they meditate. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we move on. Well, actually, I think this is a great time to segue into it. When you meditate and focus your meditation on gratitude, you guys, and yeah, the gratitude came across for me a lot this past week. And I have to say, I am so grateful now for the message of the power of gratitude. Because that's one of the things that comes to me almost naturally, is just being grateful for everything. I'm always saying thank you to people and really gracious, but to hear the power of it. And one of the things that Joe Dispenza says with his findings is that, you know, being meditating on gratitude or considering gratitude for 15 minutes 3 times a day can lead to healing from disorders, can lead to attracting all the things in your life, the positive things in your life that you want and that you're grateful for. And I have to be reading The Science of Getting Rich right now. Is on my book list, and I just wanted to share. There's a whole chapter on gratitude in this book. Actually, you all, I'll be starting a book club, a prosperity book club. So if you're interested, one of the things they say that's really good is to join a book club where you have a team of people who are kind of like-minded, that are interested in a prosperous life. And when I say prosperity, not only do I mean money, I mean in prosperous in life in general, in relationships, in love, in um living your life in every way that you want to be prosperous. And for me, it's happiness and joy, right? Is also a part of that. Because when you have no lack, you can't help but be, when you notice the lack, the that there is no lack in your life, that you have everything you could possibly want or need, you can't help but be happy and grateful. So let me read what it says about gratitude in The Science of Getting Rich, which is going to be in our prosperous book study. So please, you'll be seeing some posts on my Instagram and Facebook, um, and on TikTok. If you follow all of those platforms for me, I'm going to be posting that about that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be forming a prosperity book club where we read, and just get together and have some dialogue around things like this. And it says, and if your gratitude is strong and constant, the reaction in formless substance will be strong and continuous. Formless substance, aka, is what some people might call God. The movement of the things you want will always move toward you. Notice the grateful attitude that Jesus took, how he always seemed to be saying, I thank thee, Father, that thou hearest me. You cannot exercise much power without gratitude, for it is gratitude that keeps you connected with power. Man, I'm really enjoying this book. I've kind of listened to it about 5 times already, and I'm really trying to do like Bob Proctor and read it every single day, read the whole book every single day. I haven't accomplished that goal yet, but I am accomplishing it, right? I am doing it. I am reading it. Because, as we talk about the importance of getting your mind right and making that paradigm shift to get rid of those old programs for new programs, repetition is key. And one of the things that he suggests is reading this book over and over again. And it is only, to you guys, it's not very long. It's about 80 pages, 79 pages in this version of the book anyway. And the print is pretty good for me. I like it. It's not too small, and I can just read through it really quickly. And it really is an interesting read too. He simplifies it really well. And this book is by Wallace Waddles. And it was written long ago, but you know, this story of science of getting rich never gets old, and gratitude is a major tool. So just like Joe Dispenza is finding that doing 15 minutes a day increases your the cells that the the hormones and that kill cancer, that heal from diseases and disorders, that lead to great things. This book says it too. Another thing that it talks about is forgiveness too, and I'm learning a little bit more about forgiveness and what that really means. I know a lot of times we feel like that means letting people off the hook for things that they've done to us. But it kind of goes back to what we talked about last week with God is good all the time. And so I really have understood that I need to forgive myself more. And because I'll forget that sometimes. I'll see something and think that it's evil or think that it's bad or think that it's not good. Um, and instead of looking for the good in all things. And to be unbothered is to be more like Jesus and to see the good in all things. When we can see the good in all things, you guys, we'll be happily ever after. That's the key, okay? Being grateful, um, forgiving all the thoughts that come to us that do not see the good and only see the bad, and letting that's why we have to forgive others and let them go, because we have to be able to see the good in everything and not the bad. And I'm trying to think of give you guys an example of how I gave the example of my mother's death before. um I'm have an example too of just seeing the challenges, and now that I'm able to use the tools to be able to use them, I mean, to be able to use them in situations. And after I use them, you guys, after I look at a situation at first as being bad, but then I'm able to see the good. Like even now with the politics, I'm able to look at both sides and try to see the good in all the sides. And it's really helping me become more open-minded. It's helping me understand others a lot more instead of being so judgmental, and I can let that judgment go and let the universe do the judging. I don't have to do it anymore. I love it. All I have to do is worry about being happy and enjoying this life. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's already 7:59, you guys. We could talk forever about joy and being so happy. I'm so glad that you joined me today for this, because you all just don't know how much you helped me to stay joyful, and you helped me to stay unbothered. And I hope that I can help you to get to that point with all the things that we're going to be doing together, these times together on Mondays, on Marvelous Mondays. And you'll be joining me at in the Prosperous Book Study, where we're going to add prosperity to our lives by joining in dialogue for book studies together. I can't wait for us to do that. It's going to be so much fun. And I know that that's really going to bring a lot of positive energy into our lives. I want us to close off with another song that brings me joy on our way out. Hey. Can't go wrong with Lovely Day by Bill Weathers, right? Always makes you happy, always brings you smile. You guys post your favorite happy song for next time. I can't wait to hear from you. Can't wait to see what you guys post. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.